Well, we love to highlight local spots that give back to the community, and that is what led us to FlyteCO Brewing. It's a great place to grab a flight. Check it out. This has got to be one of the coolest places in Denver. We are at FlyteCO, and Eric and Morgan are a big part of how cool this place is. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely. We had to come check this place out.
We are in Central Park right now, but this is the location of the Denver International Airport back in the 40s when they named it Stapleton Airport. So how has that inspired you when the idea first came of opening this place?
Oh man, how could we say no to being in, a historic landmark of Denver aviation and Colorado aviation history? This is really the only building left from what was such an iconic big piece of Denver history. From 1929 when the airport first opened as Denver Municipal Airport all the way up to 1995 when it closed. I have personal memories. I grew up in Broomfield. As a little kid, flying out of Stapleton Airport, driving just right to the city, walking straight up to the gate, back before you had the TSA.
Well, and even talking to people in the neighborhood, remembering all of the planes that used to taxi over the top of I-70, and you would go under the tunnel as the big 747 would be taxiing above you.
How cool is that? I mean, those are memories you guys grew up with, right?
Yeah. It's amazing to be in a space that has that much emotional connection for everyone in the area that remembers it, obviously with the iconic tower still being present as well. Helps a little bit.
I think that one of the cool things behind this place is really the ties, the emotional ties, the inspiration behind it makes this place so cool. Eric, thank you for sharing that story. Now, I'm going to talk to Morgan because you're the people person, obviously.
You've got my official title still on a website somewhere.
He is the man that's going to help you get whatever you need when you walk into this place. What is your part in FlyteCO and what is the vibe around here?
Yeah, so I'm more in charge of operations, and really the vibe here is very family-centric. We're very community-based. We like to provide that gathering space for our community and really let them use the building as they see fit. So we have our coffee shop open early in the morning at 7 a.m. and you can come into our massive space, grab a coffee and find a quiet corner to work from home, take a Zoom call. We also have so much space inside, you could show up with 40 people and expect to sit together, which is very atypical for coffee shops traditionally. And then you transition into the afternoon when the restaurant opens at 11, and you have a full bar menu, full drink menu, features our beer that we manufacture at our other location on 38th and Tennyson in the Highlands, as well as a great cocktail program, wine program, really focusing on a little something for everyone there. We have a full arcade downstairs, 18 holes of mini golf on the patio. We have 6 bowling lanes in-house. We're adding 3 golf simulators and 6 axe throwing lanes to the 3rd floor that's opening this summer. So really there's fun for the whole family, fun for all ages. You don't have to go out and coordinate a babysitter and leave your kids at home. You can bring everyone here and expect to be able to keep them entertained for the duration.
That is a killer concept right there as a mom of 2 kids. I mean, as soon as I walked in here, I'm like, okay, I know what we're doing this weekend. I mean, the place is fantastic. Talk to me, Eric or Morgan, about this mural because the whole vibe of airport, of aviation, really is felt throughout the entire place.
Yeah, we really wanted to highlight and celebrate the history of the building that we now occupy, and it's interesting because we took over such an iconic place that this building belongs to the neighborhood first. We just happen to be the ones that occupy it. So we wanted to make sure to tell a little bit of that story and history on our walls and through the artwork. This particular piece was done by a local muralist, Jules Elders, and was representative of an image when the airport was open. And so you have a few of the planes parked out in front with the original tower that still stands in the background. And then we took some artistic liberties and added the FlyteCO logo onto the tail there.
I think it's awesome. What about the food? Because that's going to be a big one too. What's your favorite? What's popular?
Man, I think our tacos right now are probably some of my favorite, or one of my favorites. We focus, again, we have a pretty wide selection that's very family friendly. So we have tons of great pizza options, burgers, salads, sandwiches. Your pretty traditional Americana that obviously pairs perfectly with a cold beer.
This is awesome. Eric, what's your favorite on the menu?
Oh man, personally I'm digging the in-flight BLT right now. It's
I love
solid,
the in-flight BLT. Now Eric, at the end of the day, there's something very important to you. There's a scholarship program involved in all this.
Yeah, honestly the main motivating factor behind the brand and myself in starting this business was to give back to aviation. I was given a scholarship when I was 16 to get my pilot's license. It's something very expensive. There's a very high barrier of entry to get into. So we put our money where our mouth is and we donate 10% of all profits pilots to aviation scholarships, one of them being the same scholarship that I was awarded, and then other youth engagement organizations. So, youth organizations that teach kids about airplanes, the various aspects, not just becoming pilots, but how to become mechanics, or how to become a dispatcher, all parts of the industry. So
we just got to jump on our favorite call of the year, which is with Stripes to Bars. It gives a scholarship to a military veteran to get their start in commercial aviation. And we make a beer every year, Vets and Jets Cream Ale, and $1 of every pint goes directly to that scholarship. And then through their selection process, we get to call the recipient and inform them that they received the scholarship. And that's just a moment that we look forward to every year because we get to see the immediate and direct impact of some of these efforts that we have.
That is so awesome, and another great reason to come out to FlyteCO.
Check out FlyteCO Tower at the Old Stapleton Airport Tower. You can learn more at FlyteCOTower.com.